Parents and trustees are reacting to Ontario's education minister's remarks this week. Minister Paul Calandra told CBC News that he is open to eliminating school board trustees who are locally elected. And some say having the provincial government making decisions might be harmful to students. Priscilla Kisan-Huang reports.
Back to school is just around the corner, but this week the education minister signaled big changes may be coming.
It is up for review, and if it looks like we can deliver the product better, provide better outcomes for students, better resources for teachers, and give parents certainty, and if that means eliminating trustees, then I'm going to do it.
To that, this Ottawa mom says she's had a positive experience with her trustee as a parent of a child with special needs.
It makes me feel worried because, as I said, my trustee was really my ally through a difficult time when proposals in our school board were clearly going to disadvantage my family. And I feel like those issues will be really easy to overlook if things are centralized through one person who can't reflect the needs of the communities that are so broad in our school board.
Earlier this summer, the provincial government took over a handful of Ontario's largest school boards, including the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board. The province cited financial mismanagement as a major reason, but some parents say centralizing isn't the answer. Instead, this mom puts the onus on the province to properly fund schools.
The province has concerns with the board and running 4 or 5 straight years of deficits. The board worked really hard. They cut a lot of programs that parents would have liked to see kept. Meanwhile, ECEs are not paid enough. We don't have enough of them to run the extended day programs. We don't have air conditioning in schools. And I would like to see the province step up and give the schools the money that they need to run properly.
But other parents say they're conflicted.
I do think that their money is being utilized in wasteful ways. Then you have the resignation of trustees, and trustees focusing more on personal issues as opposed to school issues. But as a member of the public, my trustee works for me, and they're advocating for me.
And that's exactly what this Ottawa trustee is warning about.
Who do I talk to? Where do I go? And you get runarounds from the principal or the administration. That's going to give you a lack of faith in the public school system. And removing trustees, I think, will hurt the public's faith in public education. I think it'll hurt people's ability to get answers.
The minister told CBC that any changes would respect the constitutional rights for French and Catholic boards, but for English boards, he said he doesn't see how things can stay the same. Priscilla Kisan-Huang, CBC News, Ottawa.
Okay, let's dig a little bit deeper into the story. For that, we've invited to the studio Jason Ellis. He's an associate professor at the Department of Educational Studies at the University of British Columbia. Jason, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Can I begin by getting your initial assessment of what we've heard from the Ontario Minister of Education, Paul Calandra, about maybe eliminating school board trustees for the purposes of efficiency?
It's something that the province could do if it wished to do that. There's an argument to be made for that as well, I think.
What's your opinion?
I like to inform rather than opine, but I think there are some reasons that it would be a good idea to get rid of trustees and some good reasons to keep them as well.
So let's go through those. What would be good reasons to keep them? What would be the reasons to get rid of them?
One good reason to keep them is that they do provide that sort of interface between the public and the school board or the education system. That's one very good reason to keep them. Another is that they're more sort of sensitive to local issues in education, and local issues matter a great deal in different communities and for different families. The reasons to get rid of them might be that they are not they don't always perform their role as it's outlined in the legislation, and that can be a bit of a problem. I'm not sure about the efficiency argument, how much money is really to be saved, but certainly the argument about the role confusing, the confused role is one that is more convincing.
Okay, let's dig into that then. What is the role of a school board trustee?
Well, so the board itself is responsible for keeping the schools open and delivering education programs and for the achievement and well-being of students, and that's what it says in the legislation in several provinces. Beyond that, they don't have that much power. They work with the ministry. They work with the senior staff in the district as well. I would say also that, part of their role, as I say, is to provide that sort of local point of contact.
We've heard, and it's anecdotal from many parents who say, I don't know what the school board trustee is doing. They're getting a hefty wage to manage finances, and it's not necessarily completely transparent, and it's sort of at the whim of their personal interests and not necessarily what's best for the outcome. Now, that's not obviously all parents, but some parents have raised that concern. What do you make of that?
I think that is a concern. That is something I've heard and I've seen. And it's important that those parents know and that they're correct, that the role of the school board is to act as a corporation and to make decisions for in the best interest of students and the schools, to work together. They're not there to be individual advocates for groups or individuals, or to be activists, or to be politicians. They're to work as a corporation for the benefit of all.
Okay, so are there any places of improvement for the current system that wouldn't necessarily mean eliminating school board trustees?
There are a couple of different things we could do. We could have fewer school districts with larger or the same size boards. We could have appointed boards of trustees, could have elected and hybrid elected and appointed boards. Those things may all be possible. We have all sorts of boards in British Columbia and in other provinces. We have public health boards, we have hospital boards, we have hydroelectric utility boards. All of these boards are appointed. There's no necessarily any reason to elect trustees, though we have done that for a long time.
Okay, we'll wait and see how things unfold on this front. Jason Ellis, thank you so much for
Thanks
coming
very
in,
much.
for your perspective.